Hello everybody, Hassan here from Galaxy Invest. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice, so please do your own research. So today I just wanted to cover some brief news, really quick insight that I got recently. It was actually yesterday, one of my Twitter friends mentioned that to me. Just a quick note here, Intellia here, today they were up big, right? This is on a Tuesday. They were up well over 10%, and this was definitely due to the fact that they recently announced that they are heading into the base editing technology. We covered that in the previous video, which we mentioned that they put up a press release stating that they are going to implement some sort of program, hopefully that will include base editing, which is another type of technology that CRISPR Therapeutics are not tackling, and Intellia was not tackling until basically a few days ago when it was announced. And the only company, as far as I'm aware, that is tackling this diseases through the base editing technology in this space is Beam Therapeutics, and they were up. They were actually down quite a few percents today, but anyways, I did want to mention this before we even head further. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I mentioned this previously in our overview of the company, but they are. This company is worth, obviously right now they're all worth almost 10 billion. Before today, 10%. That's about 4.5 billion. Before even a little bit less before this huge spike today, but around 4 or 5, almost $5 billion worth market cap. I did want to mention also, if we go ahead and we look at Intellia, maybe Yahoo Finance, and in holders, I did the same exercise when we were looking at CRISPR Therapeutics. I didn't want to mention the major holders of this company, right? Under 10% of the shares are held by insiders. That's it. I think that's a good sign. I think CRISPR Therapeutics was a little bit more than that, I believe. But you see that the majority of the shares are being held by institutions, and these institutions, we're talking about ARK Invest, we're talking about Vanguard, Nikko Asset Management, BlackRock, right? You see, these are big companies, big institutions that own a big part of this company through the public market shares. So very interesting to show that. So what I want to go today and mention is I got this screenshot from one of our Twitter friends here, and he mentioned to me this basically David R. Liu, which I believe he's the one who owns or is part of the team that owns patent over the base editors. And let's just read what he's stating here in the Twitter feed here. He's saying intellectual property on base editors, including CBEs, ABEs, and other development has been licensed exclusively to Beam Therapeutics in the field of human therapeutics. Very interesting. And he's answering to the question that was asked to him yesterday, which is, are there no patents or protection for Beam base editing? So first of all, this question was asked specifically because recently we've seen floating around in YouTube and even in Twitter that the fact that Intellia is entering in the base editing practically means that Beam Therapeutics as a company is going to be worth less because you have now a more mature company. I'm putting mature in quotations here because no company still has mass market product yet, right? There's none of these companies are commercial. Have any commercial products, so they're still fairly new in the industry. But Beam Therapeutics is definitely much newer, right? But the fact that this researcher here, David R. Liu, I believe he's actually the one that came up with this technology. Let's just check here just to be sure we're all on the same page here. Yeah, so he's definitely the one who came up with the base editing technology, right? Yeah. So very, very interesting, right? So this person comes up on Twitter and he basically says, hey, there's definitely patent protection um, over the base editing, which Intellia is trying to tackle. So very, very, very um, interesting. I do believe this is important to mention. I think as we go on in our journey here to try to understand what's going on in this field, you see this company Intellia, they're entering in the base editing, and we were speculating that perhaps CRISPR Therapeutics could perhaps also include this technology in their pipeline. So now the question becomes, what was that Twitter response about, right? What is indeed those what is the question, like there's a big question mark around all of these patents laying around. I know even in gene editing with Cas9, there's CRISPR that has several patents, Editas and Intellia, they all have separate patents, and now you have Beam Therapeutics with their own patent with specifically base editing. So this is what I was planning to do this week, maybe dive deeper into the whole patent situation so that we can sort of clarify what's going on here, because from my experience in other industries, when a company says it has patent over a specific technology, then you're basically saying that you basically control that technology unless you want to license it out, which means that you're going to make lifetime, right, or recurring revenue, right? So very, very interesting to see what's going to happen here. I just wanted to mention this. Wanted to go briefly over Intellia's stock price move today. CRISPR also was up. So it's really interesting about the question mark surrounding around patents. I think for any investors out there, this should be definitely something that we keep that in mind and we try to understand what's going on between the companies and in this field with patents, right? I know CRISPR Talk, the YouTuber I mentioned in the previous videos, he mentioned that Antilia going to base editing, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the line that patents basically don't mean much in this case then. So I'm just curious to see what's up with all of this, right? The fact that we saw that Twitter response from Mr. Liu, I really, really want to figure out what's the whole story of this. So hopefully, if any of you guys have more information, please do post in the comment sections. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really, really does help this channel, I think, and it helps ultimately this community, right? Whether you're supporting CRISPR, whether you're supporting Intellia, Beam, Editas, and so on. I think any of these biotech, I'm putting quotation around this biotech um, company companies, I think it will benefit the whole space. So thank you very much for watching. I'll end the video like this, and hopefully we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.